If you watch the entirety of this video, by the end of it, you will understand how to take a legendary item, for instance, like this one, remove the unique prefix, for instance, the 15% increased critical hit chance, and then add it onto a yellow item, further increasing that yellow item's capabilities with the previous legendary affix, even though it was a yellow item that did not have the legendary prefix previous. This will actually upgrade the yellow item to a legendary item, and the reason this can be important is some yellow items are actually stronger than legendary items in terms of either attack damage, defensive stats, what have you. So you might get a yellow item drop that you're like, this is actually an upgrade for me, but I will lose my legendary item prefix if I actually choose to use the yellow item instead. This will solve this problem and instead add that legendary prefix onto the better item, and now you have an upgrade. In order to do this, you'll want to go to the main town. Once you're in the main town, you want to go to the occultist located in the top left corner. Once you talk to the occultist, there's 5 options. We only need to know about the first 2 in order to work within the legendary item system. They are called aspects in this game. For instance, the deal 11.6% increased damage in orange there at the bottom, that is referred to as an aspect by the game's system. Other people refer to it as essences, prefixes, legendary bonuses, but the game refers to it as an aspect. So for the rest of this video, that is what we will call it as well. There are 4 different spots in the imprinting aspects. The very top one is for your item. This can be either a yellow item that you want to upgrade into an orange item, or an orange item, aka a legendary item, that you want to rewrite and get a different aspect on. So here we have a rare dagger, this dagger here that I'm using equipped, and it does not have a legendary aspect. What I would like to do is to get this legendary aspect onto this yellow dagger. Now you might be tempted to take the dagger and try to put it right here as it's an aspect from your inventory, but that's not how it actually works. What we need to do is extract the aspect first. So this will consume the item, meaning you need to be 100% sure that you no longer need this item and you have an upgrade that you would like better. You would take this item and put it here, which will allow you to extract this. This is on the second tab here. Once you extract it, you can see here allowed item types, meaning we can take this and replace it onto a 1-hand, 2-hand, glove, amulet, or a ring. It will cost you some gold, but no other resources. At this point, the original item will be destroyed. Now, if you go to your inventory and click on aspects, you can see that you have an aspect available, which is the one from the dagger. Now we can go back to the actual imprinting. We can take the weapon that we originally wanted to add this aspect to, and we can go to the aspect from the inventory here, and we can drag that on, which you can see the preview will now add that bonus aspect on that we wanted from prior. However, you might be curious, what does the Codex of Power exactly do? The Codex of Power is another way to add aspects onto your items without having to use the consumable, and these are consumable, so if you use this aspect, it will be destroyed, and you will need to acquire another of these legendary items in order to get the aspect. This is a very crucial, important part, because if you're acquiring these aspects, you may want to wait till later till you have a really good yellow item, because if I add this aspect, and I would do it for the sake of the video here, if we add this aspect onto this yellow item, we then go and take this item and try to extract it back because we're like, okay, we got another upgrade that's better than this one. I cannot extract imprinted aspects. An imprinted aspect is one that you use the occultist in order to add the legendary item onto. So this is a one-way deal. You cannot continue to use that same aspect on multiple items. It is not like Diablo Immortal, for instance, where once you have a legendary essence, you have it. It is gone once you use the aspect out of your inventory. It is consumable. Just to really double down on this, so you confirm, if I take this item and I get a new, better yellow item or even an orange item, but I want this aspect on it, I will need to get another item that dropped originally with this aspect in order to remove it and then use it as a consumable. However, you may be noticing on the left-hand side, there is something different here called the Codex of Power. The Codex of Power is a way to get legendary item aspects and be able to continually use them in a non-consumable fashion. By hitting the Y button, you will open up the Collections tab. You can go to Codex of Power, and you can actually click on Show My Class Only, and you can look through all of the different available aspects that you can unlock and how to unlock them. For instance, if I go to offense, I can look at, let's say this one, when you break stealth with an attack, you drop a cluster of exploding stun grenades. In order to do this, I need to progress the campaign in order to unlock this. You can see exactly how to do each of them. Some of them will be dungeons, some of them will be other achievements. Once you have this Codex of Power, it is effectively fully unlocked. So as you can see on my chest plate here, I have used the damaging an elite enemy grants you a barrier, but I can put a chest plate here. I can go to Codex of Power, and I can once again put that same Codex of Power on there if I choose to, and the only thing it's going to cost me is the materials in order to upgrade that legendary item. What materials am I talking about? If you look here, there is a material cost associated with actually imprinting. These are veiled crystals, which you get from salvaging rare items. For instance, these yellows. So the yellows that are not upgrades that you do not want to do anything with, instead of just selling them for gold, you will want to go to the blacksmith and actually salvage these. Because of the way this system works, you want to be incredibly careful with your consumable aspects that you get within your inventory from legendary item drops, while the Codex of Power are more of your base ones that will be significantly easier for you to constantly re-imprint over the top of each item you get as an upgrade. This also means you want to pick up your yellow items and salvage them instead of selling them until you have enough veiled crystals in order to continually upgrade your gear. Because extracting the aspect from individual legendary items doesn't cost anything but gold, you can basically do this at any time. However, the most important tip I can give you in this video is to save your legendary aspects until you get an ultimate upgrade. Basically something that's just really, really, really good that you know you won't get an upgrade for a while and you think it's worth using your consumable aspect. You should also keep in mind that once you have imprinted an item, it is account bound and no longer tradable. So just in case you wanted to trade the item, that's something you should be aware of. That's pretty much all you need to know. Consider subscribing if you want to.